Traders. For today's session, I decided to cover gold. I will also speak about the euro dollar, and I will also touch Bitcoin versus US dollar. So I will start with the gold analysis first. From my perspective, gold is still in the post-climax effect, and it's getting closer to the daily high from that climax day. It's still not there because daily high of that climax day is around 1764, and now the current price is 1758. So it's still in the post-climax effect and still inside of that range. But what I found here is that when the market was going upside, the pace of this upside move is actually pretty slow. And from my perspective, this is usually an indication of lack of buying power, which can result with a sell-off later. So I guess if you're like very short-term, more like a scalp-oriented trader, I guess you can watch for maybe some breakout of this small channeling mode for some downside move like this. So some breakout mode, and then watch for a move like this. Potentially to revisit the previous, the bottom of that channeling mode around 1749. So there is a $10 potential, at least there in case of the downside break. I'm not that big fan of the swing trading at this stage because it's still the light volume environment and still the post-climax effect inside of that climatic candle of that day when we got a big climax. So I will rather still be aside if I'm like a swing trader and so, but you can always, if you trade, of course, scalping or so, watch for some mini patterns within this post-climax effect. Like we got this channeling mode. If there is a breakout and some downside opportunities, we can open the door for some scalp sell opportunities there. In case of the bigger volume and the breakout of 1764, then this can be something meaningful, but for now I cannot see that. I see more potential for the downside rotation the next period. In terms of the euro got a second up leg. Initially we got a bull move during the news, and then we got some kind of consolidation, and then this is a second leg up. So we're basically right now around this area of recent swing highs, so that's basically a pretty important pivot level around 1.1768. So that can be actually first meaningful resistance for this currency pair, also this area here. So very important area where the price is trading right now. There is always chance price can test, reject, or can break this, or can complete ABC. For now, the upper Keltner, if you check the 30-minute time frame, we're sitting in the upper Keltner hourly on the 30-minute time frame, on the 2-hour time frame. So we kind of was in some climatic mode. So now basically just watch how the price will behave around the previous swing lows and so. We can also check the volume for today on the futures market, and we'll just go try to find that for you. Right there there is a volume, and volume is still very light. Current daily volume is 48,000. It's literally 1/3 of average daily volume, and we actually already started the US session. So we're trading just a 1/3 of average daily volume of this breakout. Not that significant, but we'll see how the day will end. For now, I don't see any spectacular volume increase in something like that. Actually, in this 30-minute bar, we got some sign of the selling, right? It was ultra high volume and the bar closed in the middle, but the next bar is still up. So technically, yeah, upside pressure is active, but as I said, overall average daily volume is still very light. 1/3 of average daily volume just a few hours before the Europe session close. Not significant. So probably this can be maybe some stopping activity around the resistances, maybe potentials for some downside rotation and so. And for the very end of this analysis, I will just cover the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also in the light volume environment, as you can see here, and just having this consolidation. So the breakout that happened yesterday didn't provide any volume increase, so that's the reason why we got a rally here. But if you check here on the 30-minute, there was definitely signs of exhaustions on the. We're sitting on the upper Keltner for about 5-6 hours, which right now we are breaking. This can result in some sell-off, and definitely some rotation back to the recent swing high at least, which is around Pick the horizontal ray here, so 45,400. So at least that standard rotation back to the mean, at least some kind of this. Definitely exhaustion lasts 4 or 5 hours, which may be the good indication for some downside moment. So watch for intraday downside rotation on the Bitcoin. That will be all for today and for this week. Have a good weekend and trade safe, and see you all next week.